OK, let's talk about a game coming up tomorrow between Las Palmas and Barcelona, because Vitor Roque is in the squad for Barcelona. He obviously is now a Barcelona player. Xavi's been talking about the player and when we might see him, and he said we'll take things step by step with him. He is a kid, aged 18, so we can't load him with responsibility now because he needs time to adapt. But he's ready to play and is training well. He can play with Lewandowski perfectly. He can play wide or as a number 9. He will generate competition for all forwards in the squad, which is a big positive. OK, when you see this player, it's very understandable why there is so much excitement around him, Jules. But is there a lot of expectations on the shoulders of an 18-year-old that, OK, he's going to come in, we're going to be fine now?
Completely, yeah, and I think it's unfair on him as well to put all that kind of pressure on him. And I don't think, certainly not from the club, from the media, probably, I don't think Vitor Roque would read the Catalan newspapers right now. We've seen 18-year-old South Americans coming to Europe, to Spain especially, and obviously needed some time to adapt. Some adapt quicker than others, of course. That's natural. And they don't always struggle. Some struggle for a little bit longer. It'd be interesting to see what happens. I don't expect to see him tomorrow against Las Palmas, but the Copa del Rey, for example, is perfect for him to get some minutes, to play, to wear that number 19 shirt, and to make his debut, for example. And then I find really fascinating that Xavi says that him and Lewandowski can play together, because we really had the impression that it would be one or the other. And suddenly at Paranense, he played as a lone striker for most of the time. So I think maybe Xavi has already seen at training that he can find a way of playing both Lewandowski and Vitor Roque, the two up front, Vitor Roque a bit wider, like he said in the quote that you read too, which is great. I think Xavi needs more option anyway up front, and he would bring him that. Let's just hope for them that he can hit the ground running very quickly.
Tell us about your Barca debut, Luis.
It was a lot about nerves and excitement and running around. I think I did three faults in 15 minutes. I didn't touch the ball twice because at the end you feel that pressure. I was called to play in the Super Cup of Spain against Mallorca, and I was running around trying to chase the ball. I think that 3 kilometers in those minutes that I played, because I wanted to show that I was ready to impress Luis van Gaal, that he was the manager. But really it wasn't the debut that I expected, but definitely a very important one that I will have always in my memory.
When it comes to debuts, what's going through your head when you're coming out for the first time, especially as a young player?
Don't do anything stupid.
Especially as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you're hoping for. Let me just get through this relatively unscathed, because especially as a young player, the expectation is that you're going to build into it. Unlike, say, Lewandowski, who signed, there's a different expectation around him than Vitor Roque. So right now, you're just thinking, let me get some minutes on the park, let me get a couple of touches, let me not do anything too silly, and build from there.
Just a quick question, because the height obviously has come up in this one, because we're seeing a 5'8" player here, and we know Robert Lewandowski's, about 6'1", Luis Garcia. Do you do anything differently regarding your strikers' height when they come in, and especially will Barcelona have to adapt in any way?
No, I don't think so. I think that he's got like Jules just said, the main role is going to be as the forward. Xavi is just sending a message to him and to the rest of the people, because if a young player arrives and knows that his opposition in front of you is Lewandowski, that he has played every single minute for the past year and a half, I think that in your mind is, I'm not going to have minutes. So he's opening, try to more option for him. He's opening on him the hope that he can play in different position. But it's not changing about if you are higher or not. If he's good, and I'm expecting him to be very good on his feet, I think he can play in the different position, not in the wide areas, but also as a second striker sometimes, if he can be linked between midfield and the striker.
Well, Barcelona will be taking on Las Palmas, as we mentioned, tomorrow, and they certainly will be hoping to get a win in this game to avoid those top two pulling away from them.